Next up, Russ and I are going to review Criterion's Dazed and Confused and discuss Russ's favorite film of all time. Welcome back, everyone, to 4K Kings. My name is Matt.
I am Russ.
And welcome back to your home for physical media, home media, reviews, unboxings, two people sitting around talking. If you like that kind of thing, throw us a like.
And if you're cool, man, subscribe, share this video, spread the word. We are the greatest.
And today, the greatest that ever graced the face of a physical media channel on YouTube, we're going to be discussing Dazed and Confused.
You been out with those losers all night?
Hey, Coach Conrad. Remember me? Second period gym class?
Heard that's your favorite movie of all time, Russ.
It is, and I never tell people that.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Sorry, I let everyone know. Sorry, I told everyone that.
You have something similar with Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
I believe there is a connotation attached to me saying Dazed and Confused is my favorite movie of all time. I feel like when I say that to everybody, it's not a film discussion anymore. There's like, oh, you're a pothead. I might as well just say I smoke weed. Like, that's what I feel like when I say Dazed and Confused is my favorite movie of all time.
Nice try, freshman.
Well, let's talk about this movie, and you can tell me why it should or could be considered a favorite movie of all time. And this is coming out in Criterion. It's already out, 4K. It was originally released by them back in 2011. It's released with the same art, the same supplemental features as before, which is also a lot. And it's a really nice looking box. I mean, I think if that is the same thing that they've put out before.
Same exact package as the special edition Blu-ray previously released.
I like that.
But that's not a bad thing. It was a cool package.
It's great.
When it came out.
I really wish that they would do more things like this for more of their releases. I don't know why they decide some get a regular Amaray case, some get this nice slide out digipack thing. And we'll discuss this package and we'll discuss this disc and everything shortly. Let's discuss this film, Russ. Let's talk about it just for a second, because I don't know this film that well, to be honest. And maybe this will be something that you convince me to watch. 1993 film by Richard Linklater, following Texas teenagers during the last day of school in 1976. Russ, did this movie's production start 20 years prior?
Boyhood jokes.
Richard Linklater starts this in 73.
That took me a minute.
And when these actors were babies, and now like the filming took place on the last day of them being in high school.
Okay.
And the movie stars an ensemble cast, mainly of people that all go on to be stars much later in life, like Ben Affleck, Matthew McConaughey, Milla Jovovich, Parker Posey, one of your favorites, and Cole M. F. Hauser.
I mean, I was definitely the most unappealing character in a movie full of appealing people.
Although this movie was a box office bomb, it did enjoy some critical success at the time, and then obviously success over the years.
It enjoyed a lot of critical success. That's how I heard of it. I was in the 5th grade, and at 5th grade, I had already seen John Hughes movies. I was already familiar with teen type comedies because I was a kid. I was attracted to those. If you recall back then, Breakfast Club wasn't getting 4 stars. It probably is today.
Over time, right.
But like back then, those kinds of movies, they weren't. They're just out of principle, no critic would give them like, oh, that's a perfect film. Never. I remember being in the 5th grade and reading the review for Dazed and Confused, and by the Associated Press, it had received a 3.5 out of 4 stars. And even in 5th grade, I was like, what? I would not change one frame of this movie. Okay. And I don't think I can say that about many movies.
So let's talk about the cast. Like, there's obviously an ensemble group of people. Who are the standouts? Who are what makes them such a good cast for this film?
Standouts.
Everybody?
They all went on to
Even at the time,
the chemistry was off the charts. Behind the scenes, when they were making it, they were all the age of what they were. They were all doing the things that they were doing in the movie, and you feel it in the movie. Linklater, and maybe this is the joke about Boyhood and all that. He knows how to let things breathe. And Dazed and Confused feels so effortless.
Yeah.
Perfectionist, but effortless at the same damn time. Like, you just set up a video camera and just recorded people, but obviously that's not what happened. But it's just so natural.
This guy's kind of crazy, but I like his energy.
Dazed and Confused at 11 years old, for me, was the first time I watched a movie and I thought, hey, that didn't have a plot. You know, I was like, what? Like, you can do that?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this movie just took place in one day. That's crazy. I never really watched a movie like that before.
Yeah, I hear that.
If I watched Breakfast Club, I loved Bender. Thought he was hilarious. Loved that dude. But I didn't want to be in detention with those guys.
Yeah.
I want to be with these people in Dazed and Confused. Like, they're my fucking friends or something. Like,
Yeah.
it's immediately comfortable. It's just, even at 11, it was immediately comfortable. It was immediately like I knew these people.
Yeah.
And I didn't. Tarantino said this, and I didn't know he was a fan. I didn't even know who fucking Quentin Tarantino was yet. I was 11. But years later, I heard him say,
Dazed and Confused, I think maybe the greatest, maybe along with Rio Bravo, the greatest hangout movie ever made. One of the things about Dazed and Confused that's just so terrific that is you could every time you watch it, if you watch it every 3 years or 4 years, the characters are like your friends, and you just like you're hanging out with them again, seeing your old friends.
that's exactly what I did with it. I still do to this day. So you're talking 30 some years. I still pop it on. As an adult, you can even watch it differently. It's a movie that doesn't beat you over the head with nostalgia. I always thought, man, maybe this would hit me in like some nostalgic way because it was so important to me as a child. And it doesn't. It actually works almost better in a way because of that approach. Like, for instance, the only plot element you could say about this movie is that one of the lead characters plays for the football team, and he has to sign a pledge that he'll abstain from alcohol and drugs. And that's what's on his mind for the whole day. And everyone else in the movie is telling him, like, dude, just fucking sign it and keep doing what we do. Fuck it, you know?
Yeah.
But he's having this moral dilemma over it.
Fucking bitch.
Things like that mattered to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, like little things like that. Like you claim your stake on certain things when you're a teenager, when you're discovering yourself, and it's like, I'm not gonna do this, or I'm not gonna sign that pledge. My friends are important. All this kind of shit when they're ultimately not. That's so real. Like, you wouldn't be thinking about the future when you're 16, 17. You're not. You're living in the moment.
So then you got the soundtrack, which I read costs 1/6 the budget in order to
thought it was
secure
more than
all
that.
the songs, which like every song is like a hit basically that I saw as far as the 70s are concerned.
They didn't get Dazed and Confused.
Which, yeah, it's true. Why didn't they? It's,
Well, what's funny, Led Zeppelin was always notorious about not
okay.
allowing when he went on and did School of Rock.
yeah.
There's a scene at the end of that movie that takes place at a battle of the bands, and they had this whole crowd for the scene, and they filmed Jack Black begging Led Zeppelin, like,
In the greatest rock band of all time, we need your song, man. We need the Immigrant Song. This is a movie about rock.
and they did get Immigrant Song
Did they?
for School of Rock. What the studio wanted to do to not only save money, but to make more, to push a successful soundtrack, they wanted to get modern bands to do Slow Ride, to do Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo, to do Schools Out, all that stuff. And Linklater was like, no, that would be fucking ridiculous for my movie. And those soundtracks went on to become successful in their own right. I'm sure they went platinum, multi-platinum.
And no complaints. You said like you wouldn't change
I don't
your
have
frame.
one complaint about this movie.
No
nothing.
complaints.
When I was a kid, I had one complaint. I didn't like Matthew McConaughey's character.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
He plays the older guy who's still hanging out at these teenage spots. That makes complete sense why I did not like him as a kid, because I felt like, get out of here.
That's
You're creeping
creepy.
me out.
Yeah.
Dick. It was so creepy.
First off, McConaughey went on to become arguably the best out of anyone involved in this movie. Now I laugh at it. I'm like, oh shit, I get it. It's his first movie.
Yeah.
And he knocked it out of the park too.
I said, there's this little part called Waterson.
And then you said, you ever done any acting?
Yeah.
I was like, it was in a Miller Lite commercial.
How many people have a first movie where you come out of it, you have a famous line, all right, all right, all right.
Yep.
That's followed him around his entire career.
Yep.
Sad story too, but it was his first movie. He was dealing with his father passing away.
Matthew's father died in the middle of shooting, and he went back for the funeral, and I think it was your mom who said your dad would have liked you to come back and go back to work.
Russ, just in summation here, although this movie, like we mentioned, bombed.
But like I said, it didn't get a wide release.
You know, you go through all that in a studio level, and then you get an independent film release, basically. It felt like, you know, why?
And then Linklater himself followed this up with Before Sunrise, then Suburbia, The Newton Boys, Waking Life, and then Tape. And then his next, right after that, was School of Rock. And then later on down the line, he did a movie called Everybody Wants Some in 2016, which is supposed to be some sort of spiritual successor to this. I don't know if you saw that or if it was,
Of
or
course
what you
I
thought.
did.
And was it a spiritual successor?
It is a spiritual sequel in the sense of it's pretty much the same exact thing, only in college. involving a baseball team.
It was so fun. I loved it. Yeah, I loved it.
I love that it exists because it just goes to show you how special Dazed and Confused is.
I was going to say, because it's a sequel and it sucks.
No, it doesn't suck. It's decent. It's decent. Everybody Wants Some isn't terrible, but it's
no Dazed and
calling it a
Confused.
spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused did it no favors. You know what I
Don't
mean?
compare this to anything.
It really did it no favors.
Well, now Richard Linklater directs movies that take 20 years to complete, and he turns 106 this year.
And it's a really brave, noble calling, I think. Very, very important, you know.
As far as home media is concerned, this movie's been around for a long time, obviously. Laserdisc in 1994, VHS 2 months after that, first DVD, which was actually HD DVD. Then you had Criterion release a 2-disc DVD box set edition, also in 2006, and then Criterion put it out in blue in 2011. And now we're here again, Dazed and Confused fans, in 2023 with a 4K edition, which is fully remastered with supervision from Richard Linklater and the cinematographer. And I know that you said you hadn't got a chance to check this out yet, Russ, but here's what the reviews are saying so far. It's the best this film has ever looked. Detail is outstanding, specifically on close-ups, whether it be acne, freckles, sweat, pores, the metallic shine on vehicles, all that stuff is very healthy. Clarity is improved and will be noticeable by most viewers. The Dolby Vision helps the colors pop off the screen, but it's not too aggressive. As far as audio is concerned, it's the same as the Blu-ray release, so there isn't any upgrade there. But across all the reviews I've seen, everybody is giving this film praise. So it seems like a worthy upgrade. If you bought this film, it sounds like you're in for a treat. And since this movie is clearly everybody's favorite, is this like a blind buy or what?
No, not you.
Damn it!
I'm being honest. I don't.
Well, shit.
Not you. Everyone else. Yeah.
Everyone else buy it. Me,
I
no.
know you very well, and I feel like this one is 50-50. I could see you going either way, so I can't recommend a blind buy on that.
All right, well, I'm interested in checking it out. It sounds like this is an awesome release, and whether I buy it or not, maybe I'll at least watch it. It sounds like it's worth checking out. Well, if anyone else out there has anything to add to this review, if this is a favorite of yours, let us know why. If you like this video, if you learned anything about Dazed and Confused from the Dazed and Confused expert sitting next to me, like this video, share it with a friend. We've got a lot of great stuff coming up. We're going to be interviewing the creative director for Everything Blue. That's going to be coming up soon. We've got more reviews, more Blue news on the way.
Share the video. We feel like there are tons of similar-minded people to us and you out there who are simply unaware of what's going on here. Let them know. Bring your friends. Bring your kids. Have a Coke and a smile.
You two are fucking dead! You hear me? You're fucking dead! Go!